BTC is still floating around 95K, but it's 105K. Forgive me, but it's all about these altcoins now. What is going to happen next? There's been so much bullish news, but the market is not responding. Are we expecting a weekend pump or are we expecting a weekend dump? So I'm going to give you my thoughts today. I'm going to show you tons of altcoin setups that could play out for us this weekend. So we got so much to talk about. Let's get right into it. Guys, and remember, as always,
treat the like button like Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
You know exactly what to do. Now, here's the man. There's one of them. Okay, he's bringing some fundamental stuff today. He's telling you about Rune. Okay, we're going to talk about Rune. We're going to sort that out. Here's another one. Okay, he's bringing you two setups subject to likes. The man's on vacation, but look at the dedication. He's here. Okay, he's coming here for you guys on a weekend, Friday setups. Okay, so we're going to bring him in just now. Make sure you are hitting the like, make sure you are hitting the subscribe, make sure you are doing the things and lighting up the comments because I'm doing another giveaway today. Okay, James is going to tell you what the giveaway is about, but you guys are going to be able to benefit from the show. Okay, let's go. Banter bubbles, Trump, minus 13%. Who cares? Okay, it's minus 13%. Fartcoin, that stinks. Okay, that is negative 9%. Hating that, but I'm looking for an absolute ripper off a level. I've got that chart for you guys. That is coming. Lido, 17%. Now, Trump, what is it? World Liberty Foundation. They buying tons of ETH. They staking. Is Lido responding to that? So do we have a Lido breakout this weekend? I've got that chart ready for you guys. And Dupe finally responding after the airdrop. Dupe giving us a bounce. And my Ondo trade, that is actually saving my WeX account at the moment. That is my best performance. There's Ondo there, 8% up. So far, that looks good. And I see a lot of guys complaining about the pain train, which is Rune. So that's why we're going to cover it for you. I'm going to show you the chart and I'm going to give you my opinion. Okay, and then we'll go. We'll go from there. So let's talk BTC right now. This is us on the 1 hour that I've been tracking today. And look, relatively bullish considering the drama that has unfolded over the last while. We're going to talk about it in detail when I bring up some tweets. But essentially, we've sorted out the Japan carry trade. Then there was some bullshit headline about stockpiling of crypto. And I mean, the market hasn't exactly blown up, you know, so it's almost like it's a little bit of a disappointment at the moment. But it doesn't mean we can't get some kind of greenery this weekend. It doesn't mean we can't be teed up on some of these alts. I'm going to show you why I think we are going to get some kind of weekend move. And if not, you're going to be prepped for lower levels. So BTC, what are we looking at now? So for today, if I want to be bullish today and I want to hold into the weekend, I don't want to see much lower than 104,700. Look at that. It's our 382. It's our VWAP. And it's our horizontals. It will also clean out that wick from earlier today. So that makes sense to me. 104,700. That's a nice bullish support level for me. At extremes, if they really start bleeding us, but then I'm going to start losing conviction on a green weekend, 103,700. That's going to be my backup zone for me on BTC. Now, if we start pumping, what are we going to deal with? Well, number one, let's first make sure we can get past the bears at 106,600. That for me is a potential reversal zone right there. 106,600. Clean out that wick, send it back down. So that is danger number one for me. You can see we also have horizontals just above that area. So look out. If we do start pumping higher, no changes from yesterday. Look at that liquidity up there. Nice little area, 108 to 109, somewhere in that zone. I'm expecting a reaction in that area. If you are scalping like me on BTC and you are looking for a little bit more action, well, that is essentially going to be the target that you're going to look at. Let's pull out my BTC trade. And that is basically where I'm going to be exiting, 108,800. So let's actually set that TP right now on Prime XBT. Look, I'm just going to drag that thing up there. Bang. Okay, setting the TP. And you can see we've started moving my existing trade. So I'm just going to raise that stop a little bit there. Okay, so there we are. That is the current BTC situation. So looking for 108,900, give or take. Somewhere in that area will be nice. Then you can see I've just gone long on near. I did give hackers that trade set up earlier today. So I'm now long on near. I'm going to give you that chart. I'm going to explain my thought process behind that as well. And then this ETH trade that I've been suffering in for 10 days. Look at that. Look at that, okay? The amazing thing of hanging on to this thing with a little bit of conviction. And now that thing's gone from negative, whatever, 1.5, it's now $1,200 up. So that is my current Prime XBT situation in my futures account. Now, don't forget, I want to do another giveaway for you guys next week. That is going to be separate to today on my CFD account. Remember, I'm long the S&P from that gap close on that 786. So if we take a look there, we have hit the top of the S&P. So I'm at my TP zone, and where I'm actually expecting a reversal. So you can see I've opened a short at the highs now on the S&P, and I'm going to set my stop above those highs, and I'm about to close my long, okay, because I want to do a giveaway for you guys next week on Prime XBT. So I'm going to put a stop for my short 6134. Let's just add this in quickly. We're going to add a stop here, add stop loss 6134. So that's going to be the highs. We'll make it 35 to be safe. Okay, there we go. And we're going to close that long. So I want to give you guys a giveaway. Okay, there's $977. James, what portion of that 977 should I give away? Where's he? There he is. Half. So we do 500 next week.
Half sounds good. I like it.
Okay, guys, $500 giveaway coming next week. Just make sure you are on Prime XBT, and we'll figure out the details next week. Okay, so we're going to sort you guys out. Okay, so I'm going to close that. Let's close this guy. There we go. $979. I've jumped in the short. The short's got a stop loss. We are protected in case the market pumps some more. And banking that, very simple trade from the S&P. Now, we'll deal with that again just now. Let's talk a couple of things out there. And this is a message for everybody that does the work. Okay, just remember, you are not lucky. If you've been watching this show through pain and suffering, if you've been watching crypto shows, crypto content, learning how to trade, doing courses like my accelerator course, these types of things, and you make a little bit of money and you buy the wife or the husband a handbag or a nose hair trimmer, you are not lucky when they look at you and say that. You're not lucky. You've done the work. You've earned that right. So never forget that the work always pays off in the end. So well done to those of you that are sticking through this and cracking on. Okay. BTC, a short story. This now happened yesterday, and there was a lot of drama. And again, it's so crypto. Okay, what is going on here? We got Senator 𝗙𝗖𝗟𝗍𝗪, and we know she's super pro crypto. Lots of things going on there. And what's that comment? How do you manage your PTSD when, bro? You just hang in there. You got to trust your levels, bro. Syed, you hang in there. Do the accelerator course, do the workshop with me, hang out in Hackers, and I'll teach you all that stuff. Senator 𝗙𝗖𝗟𝗍𝗪, we know she's super pro crypto, but we're getting to that point with, so many followers on her Twitter account. She's literally moving the market here. So yesterday she goes, big things are coming. Okay, stay tuned for 10 a.m. And then what happens at the top here? The Senate Banking Committee is set to vote at 10 a.m. Markup on Senator 𝗙𝗪𝗟 becoming chair of Digital Asset Subcommittee. Well done. Unclear if anything else will be announced, and nothing really substantial was announced other than this stockpile. James, talk to me about the stockpile. Tell everyone what this announcement of announcements was.
Well, that's it. I mean, he signed an executive order, promises made, promises kept, but the problem is what the order said. And the order says that they are going to investigate a potential stockpile, not a reserve. There's a difference, a stockpile. So that's why the market did not have a good reaction. They did not like it because it says they're going to look at it. And apparently they've got 6 months to create a report. So in July, they have to create a report to discuss their findings. So we know nothing happens until then. And the red tape within the government and the amount of time it would take to actually set one of these things up, it could be years. And again, it's just a potential. So yeah, it's messy.
Another situation where the wording isn't great and they're just using words and the market gets excited. I'm going to show you another tweet today as well where the wording was a little bit wrong, and you're going to see a result of that. Okay, so that is the deal with the stockpile. Not very bullish. We're waiting for the strategic Bitcoin reserve. That is really what everyone is waiting for, not some supposed stockpile. Okay, that's not very exciting for anybody. Now, another bit of the news last night that everybody was worried about, okay, was the Japanese carry trade that I told you guys about yesterday. I said, I'm not worried about this thing because I feel like that is going to be priced in. And the reason being, the last time they raised rates, it was a complete surprise. This time, everybody was expecting them to do exactly what they did. 25 basis points. And Ben Cowan says, surprise, surprise. So no changes there. And you can see Kevin Malone here saying the US stock and bond future markets haven't flinched, okay, because everyone was expecting them to do that. So there's no surprises. Remember, the market likes certainty and they were expecting it. So no shocks here, no surprises. Okay, so that hasn't affected anything. And Marty Party now says to us, because of the stockpile here, this could be interesting. The US won't be selling any of the 198,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so that does sound a little bit bullish to me. I'm assuming that caters for some of the Silk Road situation as well, if I'm not mistaken. James, do you know a little bit about that?
About what? The Silk Road there? Yeah,
well, they're holding 198,000 BTC at the moment.
Right.
I'm assuming it's some of that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what the order says, is that they would look at using that to build this potential strategic stockpile, right? But I have also seen rumors on Twitter just yesterday that there's talk that they could return some of this confiscated Bitcoin to the people it was taken from. So I don't know. I don't see how. I mean, that was taken from criminals, supposedly. But since they've given this man a pardon, you never know. They might actually return it, at which point they've got nothing to buy the stockpile with.
Okay. Well, could be pretty bullish. Anyway, okay. So a good, positive sentiment out there for us at the moment. And then the Kobisi letter saying, has a new era begun? Investors are piling into the US stocks at rates rarely ever seen before. Retail investors alone bought $7.8 billion worth of US equities over the last week. Okay, so things are really starting to cook. And that S&P, you can see we are at all-time highs. This is, I mean, this is serious business here, what is going on. But what I can see at the moment is gap after gap after gap. So I'm quite happy with that little trade. All we did was close a gap. We closed the 786 on a horizontal, had a strong bounce. Okay, we had an absolute banger. And now everyone that watches the show has a chance to get some of the giveaway. Okay, I made a bit of money on that one, and I'm going to give it to you guys. So nice little bounce, and we'll catch the next one. There will be at some point a reversal. Is there going to be a gap fill there? Is there going to be a gap fill here? We're going to get it. So at some point it comes, and then we get our next trade. At the moment, you can see at these highs, I have taken a short in case there is a fake out to the upside. Now, on the lower time frames, it is obviously looking a little bit overbought at the moment. We might get some kind of sell-off. So, okay, that is that. Let's just get back into my trades here. And let's see how we're going. Okay, so ETH is good. Bitcoin is good. NEAR, that is a fresh one. And we've got a $20,000 NEAR position. My stop loss is 4.976 at the moment. I'm going to show you the reasoning. I'm going to show you the chart as well. Maybe it is one of our trades that could pump this weekend. Now, MicroStrategy may need to pay federal income tax on its unrealized BTC gains, approximately 18 billion. Now, remember, that was a proposed new situation in the US. Imagine having to pay tax on unrealized gains. Okay, so obviously for me, it makes sense that Trump is going to cancel that stuff, and he's not going to allow it because I'm sure the man is invested in lots of things like crypto, and it's not obviously going to suit him. So I'm sure he's going to figure out how to get rid of that situation, but it's not a good look if you have to pay tax on unrealized gains. So a little bit messy there. And then BTC on the daily, just want to cover for the bigger picture guys, the non-degens, the guys that hold and chill, that just watch my show for the jokes and the entertainment. Well, this is for you. And your big resistance zones are 108,500. You can see that wick fill anywhere to the upside. So you can push it to 109,500 as well. Anywhere in that region, that looks like danger. And then I've got my 1.618 fib. That's 114 that I'm watching to the upside. So that is the big one for me. And then my main level, my line in the sand here, 99,500. That's the 50-day MA. That's the horizontals. That's the absolute banger. Okay. And just a little side note here, daily oscillator turning over a little bit. Okay. Just a side note there on the daily, maybe a little sweat out. Again, it doesn't mean we can't get another pump, but it is sweating out a little bit there. Okay. So BTC, we're tracking that. We are good. Let's talk dominance. Let's talk a couple of things as to why I think we might get a weekend pump. So touching on dominance again on the 8 hour, we looked at this one yesterday, and KNAP says I'm long on all my shorts. Like that, Mr. 100, Rune is ruined. How can you be long on all your shorts? Just explain that to me. Okay, Bitcoin dominance. 8 hour, still looking a little bit bearish. So we're hanging on to the fact that this 8 hour wants to just roll over a little bit more and take us down this weekend to the 57.7% zone. So you can see these MAs are getting respected. The gray line you see there is the 100-day moving average. Look how it's getting respected as support. Okay, that's, I mean, you can't make this shit up. Look at that. And if we drop to the next level, that is going to be where I expect my bounce, 57.7%. So as long as we're just drifting lower on BTC dominance, that might help us for a little altcoin Altcoin push this weekend. And then something else that is interesting to me, we've got USDT dominance on the 4-hour, and we know we had our rejection yesterday. That did help some of our altcoins, but we've printed quite a monster reversal sign here using my chart prime oscillator. Look at our magical blue dot as well on the 4-hour. So that is telling us we could see a little bit more downside on this USDT dominance, maybe take us into Saturday, late Saturday, early Sunday, somewhere down there. And that could give a little bit of pressure to the downside. And that's naturally going to help some of these altcoins. So still bullish on the daily for USDT dominance. I think upside is inevitable, but lower time frames, 4-hour, could be sweating to the downside. That could be bullish for the altcoin and Bitcoin, obviously, for the market as a whole for us. So that is looking decent. Now, let's talk about the most boring trade in history. And I'm sure if you guys watched the show yesterday and the day before and the day before, you can tell me exactly in the chat what the levels are for ETH and where I'm going to turn bullish. So go. I'm waiting. Tell me. In fact, this might even win you a prize. Okay, quickly answer it here. What are the levels for ETH? Okay, what is the upside line in the sand for me on ETH, and what is the downside level? Guys, the clock's ticking. I'm gonna jump into this. Sashin says 3.6. You close, bro. You close. Walter's sending ETH to 1977. I mean, that's Zachary 3.1. You guys, I know you guys failed. You failed the test. Okay, let's go. More institutions accumulating ETH in the past 19 hours. 5 wallets deposited 29 million USDT to HDX and withdrew 9,000 ETH. Okay, bullish. That's cool. Then we've got Trump. The World Liberty Fund, or I always get this wrong. World Liberty Foundation, World Liberty Fund. They bought 15 million ETH in the last couple of hours, and they are staking it. Look what Ted says. They're staking millions of it. Okay, is that why Lido is now pumping? And then ETH, can you believe this? Leading everything for mindshare in the past few days. Ultimately, people wanted to succeed. That is very interesting to me. So let's talk ETH. Let's see what's happening. Where are the big levels? So for me, there's 2 levels that you need to be concerned about for ETH. Everything else is just noise. Right now, it's 3,500. Let's break that 3.5. Why is that important? Major horizontal trend, 50-day moving average. If we blow that 3.5 nicely, then we could be on for a nice ETH move. And I think the market is really going to love that. And the market is going to love a bullish ETH. So let's blow that 3,500. When we crack that guy, then things are looking hot. So you can see why this is a problem area for us. And that's why we can't be super bullish on ETH until we start breaking those levels. I just want to show you again. Look at the taps here. Rejection, day 1. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. 6 rejections here on ETH. What happens when we tap at the 7th time? Are we knocking on the door again? And is somebody going to open, or are they going to kick us back down the road? And if they kick us back down the road, guys, the level you need to worry about is 2,800. That is it. Okay, that would be your right shoulder of your inverse headed shoulders. 2.8 to 2.7, that's the zone. Okay, and it's quite simple. Look at this wedge. Very simple game plan. Bang into that area long. Okay, that is the game plan here. If we do get weakness, now it's going to be SIF. If ETH starts dropping to 2.7, 2.8, it's not going to be pleasant. So brace yourselves, okay, in case that does start happening. Now, let's talk a couple of things. I want to cover Lido and I want to cover Peppy, because I know some of you guys would have got the Peppy entry that I've been talking about for the last few days. And we just got just the tip, okay? We played just the tip with Peppy there. We got the first entry. Unfortunately, we didn't get the whole thing, but at least that thing is now moving for us. So Spot on Chain says, another big Lido purchase detected. Some legendary whale. Okay, he spent $2.3 million buying 1.16 million Lido at an average price of 2. Okay, that's not bad. And the whale still holds ETH 2.5 million, and he holds $46 million worth of Peppy. Now, if that guy holds and doesn't sell, I mean, that's relatively bullish. I mean, it's not so great if the man starts sending us down. But let's talk Peppy. And this was, hopefully, you guys have got this. Okay, I sincerely hope some of you grabbed it. We got our first entry zone was this 144. Now, we just touched it. We didn't hit lower. And it doesn't mean we cannot come back to this area. So my plan, essentially, for the weekend, if we get some kind of pump for me on all these tokens, and I'm talking about Peppy as well in particular, look at that. Okay, big rejection zone ahead of us. That's my best case scenario. Then we back here. Okay, that is how I see things playing out on the daily. So best case scenario, 100-day MA at 1.7 for Peppy. Okay, support anything down to that 200-day MA at 1.3. So multiple zeros, 1.3. That is still how I see this playing. So if you got that scalper entry there on Peppy, guys, look out at 17. If we get that result for us, then we are cooking. Okay, how's the comments going? Zara Ali says, Dylan, bro, bit funded, please. Let's see what else we got. Nah, Fartkick, bro. What's going on there? Peppy missed. Okay, he missed his Peppy. Even stinkier. What are you guys talking about? Are you talking about Fartkick? Altcoin. Noshead trimmer giveaway. I agree. Every man needs a noshead trimmer. Everyone needs that. Come on, guys. Okay, I see you guys are coming in hard with the levels. Thank you. I appreciate that. Andy, I appreciate that. Okay, but you've got my ETH levels there. And I see 𝗬𝗓𝗘𝗟𝗏 sitting in Bangkok. My God, that man is far away. Okay, nice, bro. Well, good to have you here. 𝗪𝗡𝗡, 𝗪𝗓𝗄𝗏. We haven't looked at 𝗪𝗡𝗡 in a while either. I definitely owe you guys a revisit to 𝗪𝗡𝗡. Okay, so just finishing us on Peppy. Best case scenario, pump to the 100-day MA. If we just fall over this weekend, you are safe. Okay, until we start closing under 1.3. So if you see closes under 1.3, then we're in trouble. We're in a world of hurt. Until then, looking for a bounce here on Peppy, and that should basically give us our reset on the daily oscillator. So if we do drift a bit lower, we're going to tie that in with the daily at the lows there, look for that print, and then look for that pump. Now, hopefully that is going to tie in with the 200-day moving average. That is what we're going to hope for on that Peppy situation. Okay, here's a Lido for you guys now. Lots of interest in Lido. You can see the minute there's ETH strength, this Lido rips. ENA rips. I know Dave was trading ENA not too long ago as well in Chart Hackers. That thing cooks. ENS, what's the other one? Arbitrum, Optimism, Boring, Matic, Boring. Is Matic still around? I mean, I haven't looked at that in a while, but pick your ETH plays, because if ETH turns bullish, then you grab a few of these. So here is my game plan for Lido this weekend. If things turn super bullish for us, you can see we did get our bullish divergence on Lido. Then we got the nice first push. Now, what are we looking for? So I've broken it down on the 4 hour for you guys. And what I want you to look out for now this weekend is some kind of pop. And the real test for us is going to be the reset. When we come back, the retest. So what you want to look out for now this weekend, if something brave happens and we get a pump now later in the day, you're going to look out for rejections at 1 or 2 of these areas. So it's going to be something like that. You're going to get some kind of hard rejection. And that is where you're going to be looking for buys on Lido. So just be careful here until you get a pop. And then what you can do is you can take your fibs from the low to wherever this rejects. At some point, it's going to reject. And I mean, it might even reject here. It's going to reject at a horizontal. So it's going to reject at one of those levels. So wherever that goes, you're going to drag your fib to the highs there, and you're going to look for that pullback. Now, that pullback, you want to see roughly a 382. So you don't mind on a horizontal breakout. If they break out, they step back into the range a little bit, somewhere around a 382, and then send it back up. That's still pretty bullish there for us. So that is going to be your game plan on Lido. So step 1, let's break 2.1. Let's get a nice push there. The real buy is going to be when we break back in for the retest. You're going to look for that 382 fib retest, and you're going to have to just gauge that now. You're going to have to just drag your fib up until it makes sense, where you get that rejection, and you want to tie in your buys with a 382 to back inside the range. Okay, so that is going to be the strategy there for Lido. Remember, all these charts go straight into Chart Hackers. So if you're feeling a bit confused, you can just go look at them. If you're a member of Chart Hackers, they're there for you guys after the show. Yes, Hassan, of course, bro, 100%. We're going to be in Dubai. What is it? Token 49 Dubai. That's coming up soon. So I haven't booked my flights, but we will be there, and Banter's going to be there. And of course, we're going to have a hackers meetup. We're going to have a Banter meetup, and we'll see you guys there. Syed, I'm going to tell you guys in a minute how you can get your bit-funded opportunity. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. And there's going to be more. There's going to be more. Chart Hackers, there's obviously going to be tons of bit-funded prizes for you. And on Sunday, on my show, on the main channel, I'm also going to be doing quite a big giveaway for you guys. Okay, let's go. Let's crack on a few more things. Now, this was floating around today. Solana ETF decision today. Now, I mean, that's quite a stretch. Okay, but we do know the sold ETF deadline is actually on the 25th. You can see, yeah, on the 25th of January was one of the first deadlines. Now, there's multiple deadlines. The final deadline is 8th of the 8th, 2025 for some of these things. So this guy, maybe just, the horse bolting a little bit early there. And we'll have to, look, it remains to be seen. But that could be why Sol was looking quite good today. And now, look, a little bit of a sell-off here at the moment. So let's talk Sol on the 12-hour. And so far, doing exactly what we wanted it to do this week. We said after that beautiful pump over the last week or so, All we want to do is just see Sol consolidate in some type of flag. So as long as we're getting some type of flag out of this thing, we can't be too bearish. So happy with this type of situation for Solana. It's welcomed, it will welcome some kind of chill for a bit. Let some other things start popping off, and then Sol can re-energize and go again. So happy to let this thing consolidate as long as we're not losing 232, zone number 1, and 216 to 210 is zone number 2. As long as we're not losing that, we can't be too bearish on Sol. So going to be hanging on to my Sol position here, and for as long as we can, until they come and end me. That is pretty much how long we're going to be hanging on to Sol. You guys are still throwing out some levels. So John's throwing out 2950. 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗟 is still looking for 𝗪𝗡𝗙𝗍 here. And J Live says, Render always mentioned wrong type of AI narrative. Apologies, bro. Which token do you want? Do you want virtuals? Do you want Altcoin? Do you want AIXBT? Do you want AI16Z? Do you want the GOAT? Let us know. J Lives. Apologies for giving you Render and Nia. My sincere apologies. But I'm going to give it to you again. Okay, so let's go. Let's look at a couple of things here. A couple of trades going on at the moment. You can see I've got my Peppy. Didn't get the full vibe, okay, but it's green. So that's a good start for us. AVAX doing its thing. I've started a 𝗬𝗎 in case we get some bullish momentum on 𝗬𝗎 this weekend. I've got the chart coming up next for you guys in a couple of secs. And then we're going to look, Sol's obviously doing what it needs to do there at the moment for us. So that is that. Here's 𝗬𝗎. Okay, so 𝗬𝗎 hits $10 billion monthly DEX volume for the second month in a row. That thing is looking nice from that perspective. But I must say, looking at this chart on the higher time frames, I'm not feeling it. Okay, I'm not feeling turbo bullish on the way 𝗬𝗎's been behaving lately. Okay, so I still think we get some kind of pumpage, some kind of short-term moves on 𝗬𝗎. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just not enjoying the look at the moment. But you can see 𝗬𝗎 relatively bullish on the 8 hour. So what I want to show you guys, and again, this is an example for why I think we could be getting a pump on the market this weekend. You've got your 8 hour looking relatively bullish on 𝗬𝗎. Let's see what the 4 hour says. The 4 hour printing bullish divergence as well. That is looking relatively decent for us. So what do we do with that information? If we know we've got an 8 and a 4 hour that might want to head a little bit higher, well, then we can put on our DGen hats. And yes, J Lives, bro, I hope you've been watching the show for the past 7 to 10 days. I think we've covered multiple AI agents, bro. I really hope you've been watching this stuff. And so 𝗬𝗎, once we get the bigger picture, 8 hour, 4 hour might want to move up this weekend. Cool. So then let's look for some kind of bullish setup for us and see if we can grab this thing. So the first thing you want to do is identify where we are in the context. So this is 𝗬𝗎 on the 30 minutes. You can see we've got a tight little downtrend. So we are under the trend at the moment, obviously in danger of a rejection, but using the information at hand that says potentially upside 4 hour, 8 hour, we can then start looking at the 30-minute time frame and we can say, okay, where can we get an entry here if we get a little dip on 𝗬𝗎? And could this be a potential bullish entry for the weekend? So what I would suggest here for you guys, if you're looking for some fun on 𝗬𝗎, you can see we're responding to the VWAP at the moment. Look at these nice little reactions, nice little bounces off our VWAP here at the moment. And then we've got some backup on that 382. So your weekend zones where you are looking to sniff around with the 8 hour and the 4 hour in mind that we could remain bullish here are going to be, for me, those two areas. It's 4.356, or call it 4.36 and 4.27. Now, it depends how low they take us here in the next couple of hours, if there is some downside. But that, for me, are going to be your bullish zones. If that 8 hour is going to play out, or if that 4 hour is going to play out and we're going to get a bullish weekend, we most likely see the 618 hold here at 4.28. Okay, so that is ideally what you want to see play out. And you're going to just track your oscillator. So when you see your oscillator start resetting, you're going to look for signs like this, these types of reversals. And then you're going to start looking and see if 𝗬𝗎 is on a big level. If it's on a big level and you're printing reversals, then you can start taking on some risk. Then you start looking at it as a possible option for you guys. Now, Hassan saying the VWAPs work like magic. I concur. And if you've just heard a whole lot of gobbledygook out of my mouth, okay? Oscillators, reversals, all these things. And you're like, what is this guy talking about? What are all these lines that he's drawing on the chart? How does he know where it's going to bounce? All these things, guys. this is it. Okay, do the trading accelerator. This is my course that I've done for you. I looked at this thing and I said, how can I make my stuff as simple to understand as possible? For somebody who's hardly traded, how can I give them some lessons here and show them the simplest way to understand what I do? And that is what I've produced here for you. So this is the accelerator course. You're going to learn how to trade in 10 days. And in 2 days, 20 hours time. That's on Monday. Okay, I'm doing my masterclass. It's going to be my second cohort. So it's my first masterclass of this year for the accelerator course. So you're going to learn about a couple of things in the videos. Then you're going to sit with me and I'm going to give you some advanced tips and tricks. And I'm going to show you how to use the oscillator. I'm going to show you how to use all those other cool chart prime gadgets and things. And we're even going to do automation and bots for you guys. So all you need to do is go into the show description, click on more. Click on, there it is, cryptobanter.com trading accelerator. There it is at the top. Click on that link, sign up for the accelerator and get stuck in. Learn what I'm doing so that you can understand what this is all about. What is a VWAP? What is he doing? Why is he using it? What's a 382? Is this guy mad? Why does he draw these lines? So there you go. That is how you're going to find it, guys. It's really going to make your life a lot simpler if you do pay attention to that. Sure, I'm going hoarse here. I'm getting so excited about the trading accelerator. It's almost giveaway time. It's nearly giveaway time. Are we ready for a giveaway? There's Dave. Dave's on holiday. He's just chilling there. He's just chilling, waiting. Okay, let's do a giveaway. Then let's give some trades from Dave, and then we'll continue. Are we happy with that? Okay,
I'm
James,
happy.
what's the giveaway, sir?
Giveaway
Am I putting you on the spot?
No, that's all right. Yeah, we've got 5 BitFunded accounts to give away. In order to qualify, you need to join Hackers and you need to tag Chaos in Hackers in the trading chat.
Okay,
That's
so very simple.
Yeah, I'll put the his handle in the chat here. Once you join, tag him. The first 5 people to join, tag him in there, gets a free BitFunded account.
Okay, so go to the link in the show description. Sign up to Hackers. Okay, now the first 5 people that do it, that jump into the Hangout chat. That's the Hangout chat. So go into the Hangout chat in our Discord, in the Hackers Discord, tag @Chaos. Okay, the first 5 people that do that get a BitFunded. Okay, that BitFunded is $79. It's worth $79. So join Hackers. Okay, sign up, tag Chaos. You get a $79 BitFunded. Okay, simple like that. Okay, and Philippe, bro, keep watching the show. Okay, we'll get you into Hackers. You keep watching the show. Remember this name, James. Philippe Valleja. Okay, Philippe Vallejo. Keep watching the show, bro. Okay, next week I'll buy you a Hackers. Okay, with that Prime XBT profit. Okay, and then you can make some money. Okay, so remember this man's name for us. Okay, David. Let's go. Send us somewhere this weekend, bro. Send us somewhere nice.
Cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Sorry, I'm just laughing at this comment. Man said Valajo. Man said Valajo. How do I say that, bro?
It's Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Yes.
Apologies, bro. Apologies. Okay, let's go.
Cool, guys. So I am out here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. My fiance is on a medical conference here, but also enjoying the view and still excited and focused on crypto, right? So I'm here today. I've got a chart hacker session here starting in about 50 minutes, but I'm going to bring you guys 2 setups right now. And as I was kind of going through prepping for the session, one that stood out to me was virtuals, right? Send it to Dylan. He's like, man, looks like a banger. So let me kind of just share with you guys my thought process on virtuals. So first of all, I'm on the 4-hour time frame, and there's a lot of things that I really like on this time frame, right? So on the 4-hour with chart prime, we've got a bullish divergence, but not just a bullish divergence. We've got a blue dot, which is a reversal dot, right? So we love to see that. We're coming into the weekend, right? So my personal opinion is I feel like we're going to have a pumpy weekend. Not really sure I'm not sure how Sunday and Monday is going to go, but I am feeling like, the next 48 hours, we will see some green action. So I like where virtuals is at. We've got a point of control showing here as well, right around $2.50 on the 4-hour time frame with chart prime. So I've been tracking this momentum line, and it is confirmed, right? So we have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, or the 3rd touch, and now we're kind of hovering on a 786 fib, right? So 786s are amazing. Essentially, I've drawn a fib from the low to the high, and we are right at the 786. Not to mention too, but we are on a macro 618, right? So I've got a fib pull that is pulled from the 1st of December's low to the absolute high, and we have a hacker zone 618 region that we are hovering around. So there's multiple things going on here. And what are the targets, right? I feel like worst case scenario, we're going to hit the 50-day MA. Okay, so nice little 15% move. Second scenario here is we're going to hit the 618 or the hacker zone. And essentially how I got that is I pulled the fib from the high of the 15th of January to the low. And that also ties in with an anchored VWAP. And that anchored VWAP is dropped from the highs. I think this is the all-time highs on the 1st of January, right? So that makes sense. And if that target hits, then we're looking at about a 30% move. So I think that's worst case scenario. I'd like to see that play out by this weekend. And then obviously if the market turns bullish and we break trend and we retest the trend, then we have a macro 618 here, which is about a 60% move. So I would say TP1 right around $3, TP2 right around $3.40, and TP3 $4. Okay, so where's the stop loss? Okay, so if we start to lose this trend and we start to go below this point of control, then I would say get the heck out. Very simply, lose the trend, get out. We're also on a bullish liquidity zone, right? So you can see it says 92.55% bull. Okay, so that's huge. And you can see how many times that the market makers tried to wick us out, right? A wick here, wick here, wick here, wick here, right? So there's a lot of strength here. So if we come down, I'm expecting this area to hold here. And I would say if you want to be super degen and have a wide stop here, again, sometimes it's good to start with low leverage, add to your size, increase the leverage as it starts to go. But I think a hard stop at $2.40 makes sense. And that's a little bit lower than this lowest wick here. And that lowest wick is on the 20th of January. So I think that's pretty simple. Nice little setup here.
Right? Let's talk to James. James, why are you so grumpy, bro? He says, "What's the degen buy price?" James, why are you shouting at us? We're bringing you such a vibe. Like David's a fucking Bybit winning trader. This man won a fucking Tesla from trading. You must just watch and enjoy the man, okay?
And you just can't see the screen. That's the comment there.
Okay,
yeah,
so give your entry price and your stop. Okay, give the stop and the price.
Yeah, and if you guys were listening, I did give all those numbers out, right? So again, the stop loss, okay, is at $2.40, hard stop. $2.40 is a little bit below that lowest wick there. And then TP1 is at the 50-day MA at $2.95. TP2 is at $3.40, and then TP3, hopefully goes to $4.
James, bro, we're not laughing. I'm laughing at the comment. I'm not laughing at
you talking
James.
about me?
Okay. I don't know if he's talking about James Hildebrand or this James. I don't know. It's funny. Okay. Okay, guys, you got it from DJ Dave. Okay, you can find this man in hackers all the time. Now he's got another one. The core is one of your favorite setups. What do you got here for us?
Yes, so core, I've been actually building this for a little bit of time. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys about it. Just kind of higher time frame stuff. Okay, if you zoom out, you can see that we've had a forceful wick multiple times, and we're kind of there now. We had a forceful wick on the 4th of August, 6th of September, 4th of November, and then we also had one here on the 20th of January. Okay, and we've kind of been just holding it here. But one thing that stood out to me as well that I saw today, and I don't even know what to call this, but bullish divergence on the 4, and then there's another one here. So we've got two bullish divergences, and spiderweb, yes, a spiderweb divergence. And you can see that it's 81% bullish on the liquidity zone here. And it hasn't quite ran, but typically if Bitcoin pumps, core pumps, and it's just been kind of interesting to see core at 80 cents. Like I thought $1 was amazing. And so here we are at 80 cents. And I just feel like we're catching the lows here. And again, if the weekend pumps, I'm expecting core to pump here. I don't know if it's going to pump this weekend, but I am building this guy. I am being patient. And sometimes you got to be patient for the big payoff. So I would say the entry makes sense now. We're at a 618. So let me just zoom in here so you guys can see it. Okay, so I've got a fib pull from the low, okay, the absolute low to the absolute high here. And then you can see that we're at a hacker zone right now as we speak. So the entry is now. I would say that set your stop loss below that wick maybe at 78.84. Okay, I'm not sure how much of a gap that is, so use proper leverage when it comes to that. And as far as targets go, I think hitting the top of the trend makes sense. Worst case scenario, if we hit the top of the trend, we're looking at a nice little 10% move. But I'm looking for a massive move with this guy just based on the history. Okay, and I think if we can break out of the trend, it's truly going to be that break a trend situation where we're going to break the trend, retest it, and then hit these higher targets. This right here is a magnet zone for me. Ultimate target like $1.14. That'd be super nice. Looking at a 40% move, 200 AMA, 100 AMA, 50 AMA, anchored VWAP. I mean, there's just a lot of reasons why price action is going to be a magnet to this region here. So we'll see how we go. But, I think this is a little bit more of a safer setup. It's not too volatile, right? You can kind of stomach the swings if you want to use a little bit higher leverage. And then, maybe add a little bit more on some dips and just wait for that pop off. Because when it pops, it pops. Like you can see here, once it popped over here, I mean, this thing gets moving, right? 70-80% move. If you take a look right here, 40% move, and I'm looking for something similar. 30%, 40%, 70%. I don't care. Just give me that move. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put these charts in the chart hackers. Dave is about to do a chart hackers session. When are you doing it? In a couple of hours or what?
No, 42 minutes.
42 minutes. He's jumping into chart hackers. He's going to drop so many bangers. I mean, this is 2 of them. Now, James, let's sort James out. This James Hildebrand, bro. If you are the 6th person, join Chart Hackers. Come, bro. I'm going to give you a bit funded. Come hang out with us. I want to meet you. Okay. I want to meet this man, James. Okay. So jump in there. Join Chart Hackers. Tag Chaos in the chat. I'm sending you a bit funded, bro. Just make sure you tag him in the chat. Okay, Dave. Thank you, bro. Guys, you can find this man in Hackers. You can find all the source in there. Let's get back to a couple of others. We want to cover. I want to cover Rune for you guys as well. That's not a good look at the moment. Woo, this thing looks spicy. So I've got some guys and hackers in the chats also complaining, or not complaining. They're asking what is going on with Rune at the moment. So let's pull this up. Let's talk about it. In fact, James has got Rune information. Dave, hang here if you want, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not booting you. Hang here, bro. Okay, let's go. This is the statement released earlier today. Okay. So this is the Rune founder. He says StoreFi paused via nodes. The good news, 90 days to restructure with help of so-and-so. Okay, that's obviously his team. The protocol still works fine. The protocol makes tons of money and can service the debt. Okay, that sounds nice. But then he goes, once restructured. So what happens before it's restructured? So that is what I think the market was panicking about, because that line for me is basically saying this thing is insolvent. Until it's restructured. So they've got to restructure it. So hopefully they get that sorted out pretty quickly. And from what I understand, it's quite a strong team there. And hopefully they will sort their stuff out. And hopefully they do get that restructure going. James, any more info that we should know about?
I mean, you've pretty much covered it. That's the problem. We've talked about this yesterday. We talked about it last week. Warned everybody there's just no reason to be involved with this, with all of these issues. And we talked about all of it, just saying, the way that they had this structured, that they mint new tokens when the price goes down to cover the loans. It's just horrible tokenomics. And obviously it's dumping again now. And everybody's talking about it today because it's massive and so many people have gotten wrecked on it. But I don't see how this comes back, even if they fix it. They've paused the lending. Lending's done indefinitely from what they say. But apparently there's a couple of the team members who have left, the founders. And the project is just in big trouble. If you're in the thing, I don't know what to say if you're holding a spot bag, but I definitely would not be buying at this point.
What I would say if you're holding a spot bag is, we know this thing's going to be heavily shorted. So with any token that is heavily shorted or heavily long, you get a beautiful long that bounces, or you get a beautiful short that dumps. Okay, so at some point there's going to be too many shorters on Rune, and the market makers are going to just pop this thing back up, and we're going to get a massive squeeze. So when you get that squeeze, that might be an opportunity for you, in my opinion, if you want to take some profit. So right now, just to discuss the chart, this is Rune on the weekly. So no surprises that it reacted on this massive zone. So we know your first port of call on Rune is this huge weekly area. Anything between 1.99 and say 1.8 is quite a strong weekly level. And you can see with the way it performed today, we had quite a big bounce from Rune off that region. So it dropped into that zone, and then there was a squeeze. Okay, so all the late shorters there got squeezed out, and now you're probably going to find a 33% bounce. But now you're probably going to get a situation where they start shorting it again, and then we might get another squeeze out of this thing. So there might be opportunities along the way. And when they sort their stuff out fundamentally, and if they do their restructuring and stuff, we know in bullish conditions, this Rune should start pumping back up again. But all I can say is 1.8, that's pretty much your line in the sand, massive weekly level. You close under that thing, it starts looking a little bit darker. You're looking at 1.5, you're looking at 1 as possible options. And so just be careful, guys. So just be careful, especially trading this thing. Just take it easy. Any thoughts on this chart, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, we were telling you guys about this for quite a while. We were warning you guys, like, something's going on here. Be careful, and here we are. Death candle. So,
yeah, it's a big one. Whew. Okay.
I think if we get a pump up to that 786, then that's probably the short opportunity. So, yeah, I'd love to short it.
If you get up to 3, in fact, there's 2 opportunities on the daily chart without going into too much detail. These are your opportunities: 2.5, 3, and 3. Those are your short zones that you can just see using some daily levels. Now, if we go really deeper into that, we'll probably find other reasons to short it in those zones. But 2.5, 3, and 3. Those are the big ones for me there on Rune. Okay. So hopefully you guys got an understanding now on Rune. Let's look at a couple of other things. So Dave, you've covered virtual. That's a banger. Let's talk. Let's quickly touch on Injective as well. So the Injective guys are now saying they've met the team of Senator Loomis. So they've stopped by saying they've actually met her. They've just said they've met the team. So things are going down with Injective, and they're saying the future of finance is here. It's being built on Injective. Okay, cool. So here's Injective. And what do we know about Injective? We know that there's potentially, a trend break. We know the 4-hour is turning bullish. Okay, that is very interesting to me. This 4 hours turning bullish. And I just want to show you something before we talk more about Injective. You see that, okay, that is telling us potential upside. Now look at this USDT dominance. That is the opposite version. You see that? Okay, so it's like we might be getting a pop on some of these altcoins this weekend. So that is kind of what we're looking for. And so let's talk Injective. Where's she gone? Where's she gone? There it is. Okay, so potentially bullish on the 4-hour. And if you're going to play this is what you need to pay attention to. So we'll dial in to the 1. We just want to make sure we know where our levels are. You can see just like that SUI chart, we've got a trend, and now we are looking to break that trend. If there is going to be a move this weekend, these are your danger zones. These are your upside zones you need to watch out for. 22 to 22.5, that's a danger zone for me. 200-day MA, and we've got VWAPs in the zone. Then our next major zone for me, that is a short zone as well. 23.6 to about 24 is a short area for me on Injective. So if you get depends how big it is, but if we get a pump this weekend, you most likely get that short into Sunday. Depends how we go, but a hard move this weekend, look for shorts there, or at least look for TPs. 23.6 to about 24. And what you're going to do is you're going to track your 4-hour oscillator. By the time that gets there, you might find this 1 hour sitting way up there. So you're going to look for divergence on the 4-hour to the upside, and you're going to look for that thing to be overbought and maybe reversing. So look out for that. That's my short zone to the upside. Then in terms of support for today, again, it's going to depend how low Bitcoin goes. But if we get Bitcoin holding 104,700, those types of levels, then we should be okay on Injective anywhere down to that 618 at 20.8. So I'd say zone number 1, 21.2. If we can hold that, that's first prize. If we do get a sweat out for me, 20.8. That is going to be your next bull zone on Injective. Now, if we start closing under that type of region, so closing under, say, 20.7 and a little bit lower, then I think the idea of a bullish weekend has gone, and we are going a little bit lower. So if you want to be long now, just understand your risk. Let's go. Risk number 1 is to that 21.2 region, and your first upside target is only 3 or 4% away. Then the big one for me is about a 10% move. So that could be quite healthy, and then you can get a nice short on the way back down if this works out. So risk on a long right now, your safest risk, 1.8%. Your looser risk is about 4% is your safer risk. and your upside 3% and 10% is what you're looking at here on Injective. Okay, so it could be a nice little mover here. Let's go near, because I'm still sitting in this near position. Hopefully, yeah, it's still alive. Okay, that's a good start. Let's go near, and then I've got some AI agents for you guys that are coming up next. Let me just grab my near chart here. There it is. Okay, so a couple of things. I'm still sitting head short near in Bybit. The reason being, this head and shoulders still needs to play out for me to get a full reset. So in case it does happen, I'm holding my short. I've been building a short position. Every time there's pumps, I just add a little bit, and getting a nice big size now on this near short. We could see some more downside potentially after a weekend push. Now, what is a weekend push? Let's push into some kind of rejection area before we move lower. So looking at that head and shoulders, you can see potentially bearish, but in terms of short-term moves, maybe there's a scalp this weekend. So we're keeping it super simple. I've got my reversal on my 4 hour. That is why that first started getting my attention. Then something else looks interesting to me. This blue line that you see here is the 200-day moving average. Look how that is resistance. Resistance, all in the zone here for us. What happens? We broke through support and we pumped. Now we've lost it again, but look what we've done. We are breaking through this again. It could be a bullish sign for us just for this weekend for a short-term bounce. And what I'm looking for here is about 7% and then up to about, say, 12% at the very best. So stop loss options for you. Candle close under 5, candle close under 4.98. and candle close under 4.8. Those are your stop loss options. Depends how deep and dark we go. If we start losing that, this market is horrible. Okay, we start losing that, I'm going to be getting ready for my longs at this 4.5 region down there. That is going to be our first down zone if we do have that drop. Chaos says, I still have a couple Bitfundeds to give away. Just need you to join Hackers and tag him in the Hangout chat. Okay, there you go. He's telling you what to do. So join Hackers, and you are going to get a $79 Bitfunded starter account. Now, here it is. Okay, this is Bitfunded. These are the packages you get. We're giving you the base account there. We're going to give you the base account. It's $79. It's a $5,000 demo trading account. Get 8% phase 1, get 5% phase 2, then you get real money. You keep 80 to 90% of the profits. So just pass the challenges. That's all you need to do. And you can see at the moment, I'm busy with my $25,000 account, and I've now passed the profit target. I'm just getting through the day. So it's 3 days out of 5 left. So I'm trading small positions just to get through the days. And you will see I've got 3 funded accounts already. Okay, so yeah, well, here's the 2 and then that 25K. So we passed the 8, we passed the 5, and now we've got real money accounts. Now, hopefully we can build a few of these up so I can do more giveaways for you guys. Okay, so just working on all of these and trying to do cool shit for you guys. Do you concur?
I think very nice, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build these things up. I want you guys to benefit from all of this. Okay, that is near. And shall we go one more? Here's Aero. Okay. Oh. Remember Aero, Dave? So yes. They partnered with Wintermute, or Wintermute has taken a position in Aero. Okay, so something's going on there. Okay, so I thought, let's look at round 2 on Aero, because I gave you this trade on the 14th of January. You guys got a 20, you guys got a 40, no, you got a 39% pump from me on the 14th of January when I gave you this trade. It might have even been the day before. I gave you that trade. We are now round 2. Maybe there's another round here to go on Aero. So maybe there's upside. So we can look at this trade again. I'd say low leverage or spot position is what you're looking at here for this guy. And your support is 1. So if you close under 1, frantic typing going on there. Who's frantically typing? Is it James? Candle close under 1 is going to be a little bit more bearish on this Aero. So watch 1. That is your support 1. And then your upside targets, keep it simple. You're going to be looking at taking out some of these wicks. So you're going to be looking at around 15%. And then you can look at the 100 and the 50-day MA as your next potential target. So could be a mover here. If the market turns bullish, could be something to pay attention to. Watch 1 as your support. Shall we do Fartcoin? This thing stinks the way it's been treating me at the moment. It's absolutely falling over now, and this bearish wedge is starting to play out. And you can see we've even got some divergence here to the downside. Look at that, and that is starting to look a little bit ugly. So anyone looking to trade farts with me again, you got to look a little bit lower. For me, the banger is 1.13. That's got to be the banger. Look at this beautiful wedge. Look how this is playing out. Imagine we get that dip into that zone. That is so bullish down there for me on Fartcoin. So 1.13, that is where you need to be. That's going to be in hackers for you guys as well. Let's go AI16Z and let's go 𝗂𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗡. So 𝗂𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗡, possible long here as well. AI agent lost a bit of luster at the moment. Everything else seems to be doing better. ETH is waking up. AI agent's getting a bit quieter. So what I want to give you for 𝗂𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗡 is a possible right shoulder on a trend. So look out this weekend. If you get a dip into 67, call it 68. If you get a dip into 68, that could be a right shoulder bounce play for you guys. So look out for that 68 on 𝗂𝗦𝗡𝗏𝗡. Just be careful there. Wait for that dip. 68 could be a zone for you. And then AI16Z, another AI agent, also underperforming at the moment. We looked at this today on my live stream on hackers, and we got long on this thing. I'm sitting in a long still. There's the virtual, Dave. Thanks for the trade. There's AI16Z. I'm still sitting in the long. Ponky is a high conviction long. I'm looking for a big move on that thing. I know Dave's been trading that as well. WLD, no changes. And there's my Ondo that is cooking there at the bottom at the moment. So AI16Z, a little bit slow, but we're just looking for it to hold these lows. So 80 is what you want to hold, or alternatively, you want to hold this 84 zone. So these are your safest supports that you can watch, 80 or 84. Okay, you really don't want to go much lower than that if this thing is going to bounce. And we picked up earlier, there was some odds that it was going to push higher, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing here with that starting to turn over now. So just keep your eyes on that oscillator, guys. I'm still holding that position, and we'll exit accordingly. Okay, my stop loss there is, let's look at it. Where's my stop? Where's this thing? Let's click on this thing. There it is. My stop loss is 848. Okay, that is where my stop loss is, 848 at the moment on AI16Z. Okay, so much alpha. Hope you guys are satisfied with what you got. Dave, enjoy the rest of your vacation and enjoy your hackers session. See you later. And Sunday, are you joining me on Sunday?
If we can do it earlier. My flight's at 4 p.m. So
that's a no.
Maybe I'll have to drop you a ton of alpha.
Okay, we'll talk. Okay, so I'm doing a show, guys, Sunday night on the main channel, 7:30 SAST. So that is GMT, 5:30 GMT. Okay, that is the time on Sunday. You guys are going to catch me. We're going to break down the weekend, whether it pumped or dumped. Dave will join me maybe afterwards on my hackers private Zoom session. We'll see you there. Thank you, sir. Have a good weekend. James, he might be around on Sunday. I hope so.
I'll be there Sunday. Well, in 30 minutes, for those who just joined Hackers for this BitFunded, don't forget we've got a Zoom coming up with Dave in 30 minutes.
Okay, so you're going to get exposed. You're entering Hackers right now. James, thank you. Catch you later. You're entering Hackers now, and Dave's about to go live. So you're going to get a taste of what actually goes down there. Dave goes live twice a week. I go live twice a week as well. Chaos does sessions. We've got the Chart Prime guys. Then we've got a traders chat in there with DJs. We've literally hired guns for you. Okay, these guys are operators in the traders chat. They're banging out stuff. And yeah, loving it at the moment, guys. So well done. And all the new Hackers members, welcome. Have a good weekend, everybody. We will see you on Sunday. Catch you later.